What's on YouTube? It's Pete TT coming at you with another Division video. And today guys, patch notes have just dropped. Now these are going to be going live when the server maintenance kicks in on March 22nd, so tomorrow. I'm going to be rattling through them quite quickly, but I shall make sure to leave a link in the description to them if you want to check them out yourself. So let's start off with the normal gameplay patches. Named enemies will now drop better loot in challenge mode than in hard mode. Added a cooldown period for the static turret stun attack in order to avoid a stun lock in PvP and PvE game modes. Now here's one of the big one guys. Named NPCs will no longer respawn after being killed in the open world. This will prevent situations where players were able to kill the same named NPC over and over again. So goodbye Phoenix Credit Farm. If you haven't done it already, get in guys before the server maintenance kicks in tomorrow. Moving on then, modifications to the weapon talent trained. It can now only be rolled on shotguns, marksman rifles and pistols. Its bonus has been reduced from 1% to -5% to a constant 0.1%. For the Midas SMG, trained talent has been replaced with responsive talent, which is increased damage when they're getting closer to the target. This applies to existing weapons as well as newly acquired ones. For all SMGs, LMGs and assault rifles, it will be replaced with another randomly picked weapon talent. This applies to all existing weapons as well as newly acquired ones. Now obviously guys, this only really affects you if you do have the trained talent. I think I have it on a couple of my weapons and it is definitely an OP talent. It's nice to see that they're jumping on a fix for this quite quickly. Moving on then guys, fix a speed run exploit for the rooftop comm relay mission. I didn't even know there was one, so I don't know how much that's going to change. Fixed an issue where weapons dealt no damage if the reload animation was interrupted by an agent skill. This I kind of felt a few times. I didn't realise it was because I'd used a skill, but I definitely knew there was a few times that you had to kind of keep swapping weapons to get the damage back again, so nice to see they are fixing that one. Fixed an issue where players became stuck in an emote animation if activated via chat while auto running. Never notice a problem with that, to be fair. We're always in party chat, so that's not too much of a problem for most people. Fixed a bug where skill power would be increased permanently while using the death by proxy talent. Again, nice to see they're fixing this one. Fixed a bug where experience was not being awarded for completing all side missions in the Midtown East safe house. There's a few bugs to do with XP, safe areas and areas on the open world. So again, nice to see that Massive are jumping on and getting these fixed quite quickly. Moving on then, fixed instances where the Seeker Mine with Airboss multi-mine mod would detonate too soon, miss targets or cause no damage. I used Seeker Mines a couple of times and I didn't think they were very effective. Maybe it was because of this, so I might have to give them a go after tomorrow and see if this patch kind of fixes them, makes them a bit better again. Fixed a bug where grenades would sometimes not display the blast radius warning before detonating. That is a very good one. The amount of times myself and other teammates have been dropped when a grenade's been thrown at us and you just don't know it's there because you don't see the red marker. Very good to see that being done. Pain in the ass in challenge mode. Fixed an issue where some NPCs in low cover would not react to being shot by the player. Again, I've never really noticed this, but again, it has been noted and it's nice to see Massive are fixing it. Fixed issues where emotes would cause the player model to behave oddly, missing guns, player stuck in emote animation, etc. Again, another one of them kind of cosmetic bugs, but it's nice to see they are jumping on and fixing them. Fixed a bug where weapon mod and weapon skins would not show up on other players in the game world. Never really noticed this, but again, one of them little bugs they found and they are fixing, which is pretty cool. Fixed an issue where DPS would not be calculated properly when purchasing a new weapon mod. This is something I can contest to quite a lot. The amount of times I've swapped mods on my Vector and I'm like, whoa, what's going on with my DPS? It's not showing an improvement, but it shows an improvement when you actually equip in the mods, but when you back out it doesn't actually change, which is kind of weird, but again, nice to see they're fixing it. Now guys, we move on to the really important stuff. The broken Dark Zone. Yes, it's right, the Dark Zone is getting a massive patch. Lots of things are going to change on this, so let's really take a look at each one of these, because they're going to make the Dark Zone very, very different for everybody. First one up then. Players can now heal other neutral players in the Dark Zone by using first aid and support station skills. This is pretty good, especially when you're going up against rogues or high AI and you want to help someone out but it doesn't work. So that is a very good fix in my mind. Players are now able to fast travel to Dark Zone checkpoints, but only when coming from outside the Dark Zone. Again, very good. The amount of times you kind of have to fast travel to a mission and then run quite a way to it is nice to see they're making the checkpoints fast travelable. I'm looking forward to that. Should cut some time down running around the map. The Dark Zone disconnect timer has been increased to 30 seconds, meaning players will remain in the game world longer when logging out while in the Dark Zone. This applies while not in combat. Not really noticed that ever before, but again, nice to see that they are fixing bugs they're aware of. Items extracted from the Dark Zone are now properly marked as new items when moved to the player's inventory. Again, this is really good. The amount of times I've pulled things out of my stash and not known what's new and what's old, and it really does take time to sit there looking through all of your kit to kind of work out what's what. Now here are the good bits, guys. Players killed in the Dark Zone now drop ammo, medkits and grenades. This loot is generated and not taken from the dying player's inventory. Very good if you are going rogue, because you know, guys, although it doesn't happen very much in the main game, through the betas and things, you all know when we went rogue, ammo was a big problem, so were the medkits and grenades, so it's pretty good to see that this is coming in. But this is the big one in my mind, guys. The other night we went rogue as a team by accident, but then it kind of went onto a manhunt because we were defending ourselves from other agents. I ended up dying and losing 65,000 XP and like 70,000 Dark Zone credits. And it really kind of stumbled home how broke Dark Zone was with that. But this is going to change that. Players killed in the Dark Zone will lose less Dark Zone funds and experience. Rogue and non-rogue players. This is very good because it means that you can actually go rogue and not lose as much, so it kind of makes that whole rogue thing viable again. But it also means when killed by the AI, you're not going to lose a stupid amount. Trying to get to level 50, the amount of times I died when I was like a smidgen off 50 and ended up back at like 48, I was getting so mad, it was unbelievable. So it's nice to see that they are finally fixing this. It has taken too long in my mind, but nonetheless it's getting done. Moving on then, Dark Zone funds and experience rewards for surviving rogue status have been improved. This again, very good. Like I just said, I lost 65k for going rogue and dying. However, when we survived a rogue previous on in the week, I only got like 1,000, I think it was, XP. You know, that is a really broken system, so it is very, very, very nice to see that they are fixing this. Dark Zone funds and experience rewards for killing rogue agents has been improved. Again, very good. I actually didn't think that the XP gain from killing rogues was that bad, but they're upping it nonetheless. Now we move on to the important thing. They've taken away our Phoenix credit farm outside in the open world, but they're kind of changing the Phoenix credits drop in the Dark Zone. So Phoenix credits drop have been increased on level 31 and 32 enemies in the Dark Zone. Please note that due to this fix causing client stability issues, we have to remove it from this update until it can be addressed in a next one. So reading that says they've fixed it, but it's not going to come out in this patch, and they've actually kind of backtracking on themselves and saying, look, we have fixed it, but for some stability issues we can't bring it out quite yet. Next patch, which will be a couple of weeks down the line, we will bring this out, and that means that level 30 will drop, enemies will drop 1 to 3 Phoenix credits, level 31 will drop 2 to 4 Phoenix credits, and level 32s will drop 3 to 5 Phoenix credits. Nice to see they're fixing that, even if we have got to wait a couple of weeks for it. Moving on then, increased drop rate of high-end items from level 31 and 32 named NPCs in the Dark Zone. Increased drop rate of high-end Division Tech material from level 32 named NPCs in the Dark Zone. Improved Dark Zone chest item quality. Rank 30 chests will now drop superior purple items instead of specialised blue. This is very good. We were actually talking about this as a team when we were in the Dark Zone last night, and we felt that the chests should kind of level up with you. A bit like in Destiny, you know, you still get your green and blue drops when you don't need them. So it's nice to see they're fixing that, and we should be able to get more purples to break down 4 parts, which is very good. Also, key chests now have a chance to drop high-end gold items. That, guys, is absolutely insane, because it means when you do go on the chest farming routes, you can stand a very good chance of getting high-end items. Absolute amazing fixes coming to the Dark Zone. I'm looking forward to spending so much more time in the Dark Zone after tomorrow night. It's unbelievable. But let's move on. Dark Zone Fund drop rates and quantity on NPCs have been reduced. I can live with that. In fairness, every time you killed an NPC, it was dropping 1 to 2 or even 3 superiors, and the Dark Zone funds were incredible. That's how I managed to bring you guys 2 weeks in like 500,000 Dark Zone credit spending spree. So nice to see they're fixing that, but not nice for everybody. Fixed a bug where the wildfire and fear tactic talents were affected neutral players in the Dark Zone. Never really noticed that one. Fixed instances where players would receive a Delta error message when entering the Dark Zone. I have experienced that one a couple of times. Didn't really find it too much of an issue though, because I just closed the game down and rebooted it. But nice to see they're fixing it. Fixed a bug where sometimes players could not loot anything after returning to the game following a network disconnection. Now, I personally haven't experienced this one, but I know some of my teammates have, and it took quite a while to fix, so it's nice to see they are fixing that again. Last one for the Dark Zone, guys. Fixed Stage 1 rogue timers not displaying correctly when rogue players receive damage from another player. Now, this is an extremely good fix. The reason we went rogue yesterday is because Matey was still showing a rogue timer above his head, even though his rogue timer had actually run down, and that made us go rogue when we actually thought we were killing a rogue agent. So it's nice to see that that is getting fixed, because it did just add to the list of Dark Zone problems. Guys, from that section just alone, the Dark Zone is looking like a place to spend so much more time after tomorrow night. Now, there are a few minor graphic and UI fixes, along with audio, localization, PC fixes. I'm not going to go on to them too much because they're not really anything major, and probably things that you won't notice too much. However, 2 more main noted ones for the Xbox One. Fixed a bug where players could not reconnect to the servers after suspending the game on Xbox One, and fixed a bug on Xbox One where unblocking a player would not be reflected in-game until title reboot. Again, nice to see they're fixing problems that they're aware of. For those of you that are on PS4 and watching this or listening to this, what they fixed for you in specific is added an option to disable the PS4 controller speaker, improved textures and models streaming speed, and fixed an issue where ISAC volume could get too loud when playing with headset. Whew, well, there you have it, guys. A lot of fixes coming our way as of tomorrow. Most notably the Dark Zone. Definitely look forward to getting in the Dark Zone again a lot more after that. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about these fixes. Like I said, if you want to go and check out the full list, because it is very extensive, I've only covered like a small chunk of them, I shall leave the link in the description down below. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I'm going to be bringing you so many Division videos. It's going to be unbelievable, and things like patch notes are something I'm going to cover every time they come out. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and until the next video, I'll catch you all soon.